in order for us to really have influence, in order for us to really have impact, we've got to be able to be leaders, right? And many of us are leaders, we just don't lead with a title. But there's a misconception that if you don't have a title, you're not a leader. But according to how we operate in the John Maxwell team, I'm a member of the John Maxwell team. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. So if you have the ability to influence people, you have the ability to lead. Now, this can go good or bad, but for the most part, we want to have a positive influence on people, not a negative one, right? So if we understand what are the key principles for influence and we apply that to ourselves first, making sure that we are disciplined in what we do, that we're taking daily steps each and every single day to improve and enhance on ourselves, to be aware, self-aware, to have that awareness that, we don't know everything. And we don't necessarily know everything about ourselves, but we're willing to try and to dig deep, to do that work that is required to really get to the core of who we are, what makes us tick, what makes us strong, so that when we do that, we're able to bring the best of ourselves to those who we are going to be charged with leading, or those who we lead informally. So starting with self-leadership, that is a huge component of, that's a big requirement in this day and age, because you're going to be required, if you want to move ahead, if you want to move further, if you want to make more income, it usually is associated with having a greater ability to lead. A lot of people can follow. Anybody can follow, but it takes a really disciplined and focused individual to be a leader. Somebody who has courage and doesn't mind going ahead of people and leading the way and showing them, that they too can be in that same position. So self-leadership, that was one of the skill sets that I talked about in my previous chats. And you can check the videos because they're all on my YouTube channel. You can check the videos to see the specific talk. Now, this week, one of the areas that I really want to touch on is communication. Communication and connection, and really it's touching my heart, because there's a lot of I'm coming to recognize there are a lot of people who just don't get it. Okay, and I have to say that it's taken me a while to also get it. And sometimes, even though I understand the principles, sometimes I can, depending on the situation and the individual, allow emotions to get involved. And we have to be emotionally intelligent, we have to be emotionally in charge of ourselves, so that we don't allow our emotions to override our senses, and that we're not able to accomplish the things that we need to accomplish. And when it comes to connection, or communication, is really connecting with other people. All right. So the core principle that I want to talk about today, I'm borrowing from Everyone Communicates If You Connect. And this is a book that John Maxwell has written. And it's something that I teach to my clients, as well as my corporate and individual clients. And this is a powerful, powerful book. It's a powerful work, a body of work. And really what it boils down to is understanding that everyone communicates, but few connects. Connection is about other people, having the ability to relate to other people on a level that they can understand. We all bring to relationships, whether they be work relationships, personal relationships, business relationships, we all bring our unique personalities, our bad habits, our good habits, all of those things we bring with us. But we have to be willing to step outside of ourselves and say, okay, you know what? In this particular situation, am I doing the best that I can to connect with this person in front of me? Am I demonstrating maturity? Am I mature enough in this conversation or in this situation to handle this communication in such a way that I'm going to be able to relate to that other person successfully? Is my ego in check, or is my ego standing in front of me in such a way that is preventing me from connecting with this other person? Am I making assumptions that are not safe, that are not healthy, that are preventing me from communicating and connecting with this other individual? We got to check ourselves, right? Everybody, like I said, brings to situations their issues, but in order for us to really grow in this area, in this skill set, we have to really be willing to work at it. We have to really be willing to look at ourselves. We go back to that self-awareness piece I talked about with self-leadership, and to say, okay, am I making this communication about me, or am I making it about others? Because connecting is all about others. People want to know, do you care for me? Right? Can you help me? And can I trust you? And if those things do not exist in that conversation, if those things do not exist in that relationship, then guess what? You're not going to make a connection. Okay. So that's just a lesson for today. So if you want to connect with others, if you want to really build relationships, solid relationships, whether, like I said, if it's at home, if it's at work, if it's in in your business with your clients, you've got to be able to recognize, number one, connecting is all about others. It's not about you. It's not about what you think. You're not listening to try to figure out how you can talk about yourself. You're not listening to think about how can you interject to get your point across. You're listening because you want to understand where that other person is coming from. You want to understand how you can add value to that other person. You want to understand how you can build trust with that other person, and not the other way around. Okay. And we each have to be able to do that. So having the ability to connect with others is a really important skill. If this is something that you want to develop within yourself, there's many ways that we can work together if you are interested. And if you happen to the VIP, I will share with you some of the ways that we can work together. But I run mastermind groups, I run lunch and learns, and I work with companies to help your employees as well to develop this skill set, because this is something in the workplace. It's a huge problem. Communication is a huge problem in the workplace. Connecting is a huge problem in the workplace because we tend to misunderstand other people's motives and intentions, and we tend to not recognize that, you know what, communicating is really about the other person. It's not just about us. So that's it for today. That's my career chat for today. I'm so excited. I'm on episode number 10, and I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with the camera. It's taken me a little while to really get into it, but this is something that I'm really enjoying, and I hope you are too. If you have not yet done so, like I said, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe, and you'll be added and get reminders whenever a new video pops up. All right. If you have any questions for me, if you want me to answer your questions on a weekly basis, if you want to, I'm going to go, do occasional features where I answer your questions. Just drop me a note. You can drop me a private note, info@tikacameron.com. Please, no spam. Just send me your questions, specifically noting that in the subject that it's for a career chat, and I'll answer your question. If you're seeing this replay on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram, you can DM me, send me a private message, and let me know what kind of question you have and you would like me to answer. All right. So that's it for me. Episode number 10. It's done. All right. I really appreciate you all, and I look forward to connecting with you even more. Please, like I said, subscribe to the channel so we can stay in touch. All right. Have a good one. Bye.